I want you to forget everything you think you know about muscle loss. You've been told that sarcopenia, the silent erosion of strength that comes with age, is simply a problem of too little protein and too little exercise. That is only half the truth. In fact, the most devastating muscle loss is not happening while you're lifting weights or eating your dinner. It's happening when you're supposed to be resting. It's happening while you sleep. As a biochemical longevity scientist, I view sarcopenia not as a muscle disease, but as a hormonal recovery failure. The secret to staying strong after 60 isn't lifting heavier, it's sleeping smarter. Today, we are diving deep into the hidden science of nocturnal muscle wasting. I will reveal the single hormone that turns your night into a muscle-burning fire. And more importantly, I will give you 3 simple science-backed bedtime habits that can flip that switch. You can turn your bedroom into an anabolic factory and force your body to rebuild muscle while you dream. Stay with me, because what you are missing is the crucial piece of the longevity puzzle. The key antagonist in this story is cortisol. It is universally known as the stress hormone, but few people understand its devastating catabolic role on aging muscle tissue. Cortisol is designed for survival, part of the fight-or-flight response. When released in excess, it signals the body to prepare for action by scavenging for fuel. Where does it find that quick, accessible energy? By cannibalizing the protein stored in your muscle fibers, breaking it down into amino acids for conversion into glucose. This process, known as catabolism, is the chemical enemy of muscle growth. Chronic high cortisol is the continuous fuel for this muscle-burning fire, especially in older adults whose systems are already hyperreactive to stress. Now, cortisol and human growth hormone, or HGH, are locked in a zero-sum game every single night. HGH is the ultimate anabolic lifeline. It's the master repair hormone that drives tissue regeneration and muscle building. Crucially, HGH reaches its peak release during your deepest, slowest wave sleep, what we call SWS. But cortisol is the anti-HGH, the anabolic suppressor. High cortisol levels, fueled by poor sleep quality or chronic stress, actively suppress HGH secretion, robbing your body of its natural repair cycle. In older adults, the time spent in SWS is already naturally declining. This makes the HGH window smaller and more fragile than it was in your 20s. When you compound this natural decline with high nighttime cortisol, you virtually eliminate your body's major opportunity to heal and rebuild muscle tissue after a long day. The result is a devastating, silent erosion of strength that happens year after year, often misdiagnosed as purely aging. But how do you know if you are losing this battle in your sleep? There are 3 subtle biochemical flags of this nocturnal muscle-burning fire. First, the 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. wake-up call. This is the classic sign of a dysregulated hypothalamic pituitary adrenal, or HPA axis. Cortisol has a natural circadian rhythm where it slowly rises in the latter half of the night to prepare you to wake up. But for many health pioneers, that spike is exaggerated and premature. It jolts you awake, often with a racing mind or an inexplicable need to urinate, disrupting the end of your crucial deep sleep cycle. Second, the morning wreck. You might log 7 or 8 hours, but you wake up feeling heavy, stiff, and utterly unrecovered. Your body didn't repair itself as it should have. Instead, it spent the night in a state of stress-induced catabolism, constantly fighting a perceived threat that wasn't there. Third, elevated fasting glucose. If your morning blood sugar levels are consistently higher than expected, this is a clear biochemical flag of nighttime hormonal imbalance. It is cortisol, breaking down muscle and liver glycogen, forcing glucose into your bloodstream. This is the hidden price your muscles are paying for chronic stress and poor sleep. You may already be making these three nighttime errors that are sabotaging your recovery and maximizing that cortisol spike. Mistake number 1. Ignoring the 8-hour caffeine cutoff. Most people stop coffee around 4 p.m., thinking they are safe. But modern science, specifically research from the Sleep Foundation, strongly suggests that caffeine consumed even 6 hours before bed can reduce your total sleep time by 1 hour. The metabolic half-life of caffeine means trace amounts persist, blocking adenosine receptors, the chemical signals that tell your brain it's time for SWS. Your caffeine cutoff needs to be a hard, non-negotiable boundary, 8 hours before sleep. If you are asleep at 10 p.m., that means no caffeine past 2 p.m. For those sensitive to stimulants, even noon may be a safer bet. Furthermore, hydration timing is critical. Drinking too much water or other fluids late in the evening ensures a middle-of-the-night bathroom break. This interruption, even for a few minutes, is a massive hormonal disruption that triggers a secondary cortisol surge, effectively ruining the rest of your anabolic window. Mistake number 2. Lingering in blue light. This is the most common self-sabotage in the modern world. Watching television or scrolling on your phone late into the evening. Blue light from LED screens actively suppresses the production of melatonin, your body's primary sleep-regulating hormone. Melatonin is the darkness signal that tells your entire system, including your HGH centers in the pituitary gland, to wind down and begin the recovery cycle. When you suppress melatonin, you directly delay and degrade the quality of your deep sleep, limiting tissue repair. The rule is simple but non-negotiable. At least 1 hour before bed, switch all screens to a dim, red, or amber light filter. If you must read, use a physical book or a device with an e-ink screen. Blue light exposure is a direct line to muscle breakdown because it blocks the signal for repair. Mistake number 3. Pushing hard evening workouts when you are already stressed. Many of us believe that a hard evening workout is a badge of honor, a sign of dedication. But for an aging body already dealing with chronic stress and elevated baseline cortisol, intense resistance training late in the day can be profoundly counterproductive. If your body is already in a state of hyperarousal, a busy, stressful day at work, or family concerns, the stress of a heavy lift will simply trigger more cortisol release, not the anabolic recovery you want. Instead of fighting your body, you should consider substituting your heavy evening session with low-impact activity. Switching to restorative yoga or a 30-minute, gentle walk actively shifts your nervous system into the parasympathetic state, the rest and digest state, which is the hormonal platform HGH needs to thrive. The goal is to lower your internal temperature and quiet your mind, not rev it up. Now that we have removed the saboteurs, it's time to rebuild. These 3 habits are your scientifically verified blueprint for maximizing nighttime muscle regeneration. Habit number 1. The 40-gram Casein anabolic boost. The aging body suffers from a phenomenon called anabolic resistance, meaning it needs a larger, more sustained dose of protein to kickstart muscle synthesis compared to a younger body. Standard evening snacks or low doses of protein won't cut it. Science, specifically studies on older men published in reputable journals, shows that a dose of 40 grams of casein protein ingested roughly 30 minutes before sleep is required to be optimal. Why 40 grams? This higher dose is scientifically necessary to overcome anabolic resistance. Why casein? Casein is a slow-digesting protein derived from milk. It forms a gel in the stomach, providing a steady trickle feed of amino acids, your muscle-building blocks, throughout the entire night. This sustained supply of fuel is precisely what your body needs to halt catabolism and keep muscle protein synthesis running while you are completely fasted. This turns your fasting period from a muscle-wasting event into a muscle-building opportunity. Habit number 2, the magnesium glycinate key. This mineral is the most overlooked key to hormonal control and deep sleep. Magnesium is an essential cofactor in hundreds of biochemical reactions, but its most important role for us is regulating the nervous system. Specifically, magnesium helps bind to GABA receptors in the brain. GABA is your brain's primary inhibitory neurotransmitter. It is what calms the central nervous system, preparing it for rest. By enhancing GABA activity, magnesium glycinate helps lower the destructive effects of cortisol, stabilize your mood, and promote the kind of deep, uninterrupted slow-wave sleep necessary for peak HGH release. Research indicates that magnesium glycinate is superior due to its high bioavailability and minimal laxative effects, unlike other forms such as magnesium oxide. It is a powerful tool to bridge the sleep gap. However, there is a crucial distinction in the types of magnesium that most people miss. It's the difference between a minor sleep aid and a profound hormonal tool. If you are struggling to understand why your current supplements aren't working, it is likely you're missing the most absorbable and powerful form. That's why you should check out our next video, the magnesium gap. Why your muscle won't grow, and the one type of magnesium that changes everything. You can find the link on your screen now to reserve your spot. Habit number 3. The hot bath, cold room trick. This is simple, free, and incredibly effective for optimizing HGH release. Your body's core temperature needs to drop to initiate and sustain deep sleep. The simple routine is to take a warm bath or shower about 90 minutes before your planned bedtime. This temporarily raises your body temperature, but the subsequent rapid cooling phase as you dry off and prepare for bed signals your body to initiate the sleep process faster and deeper. Then, you must optimize your environment. The scientific sweet spot for deep sleep and HGH release, as recommended by the Cleveland Clinic, is a bedroom temperature between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit or 15.5 to 19.4 degrees Celsius. A room too warm, anything above 70 degrees, disrupts your internal temperature drop, effectively suppressing your ability to enter that precious SWS phase, thereby stifling HGH production. Controlling your bedroom climate is controlling your muscle destiny. We began this journey acknowledging a hard truth. Sarcopenia is not just about what you do during the day. It is about what you allow to happen at night. The ability to control your strength, mobility, and independence hinges on your capacity to manage stress hormones like cortisol and amplify anabolic hormones like HGH during sleep. We are health pioneers. We use biochemistry, not guesswork, to reclaim our strength. You now possess the final, critical piece of the puzzle, the nighttime hormonal control plan. You have the exercise, you have the daytime protein strategy, and now you have the crucial strategy to protect and rebuild. And this brings us to the moment of commitment. What is one simple pre-sleep ritual you're committed to trying tonight? And what has your own sleep history taught you about its effect on your body? Let us know in the comments below. We have a community of health pioneers waiting to share their experience and insights. As you step into this powerful new recovery routine, remember that every system in your body works in tandem. If you want to continue optimizing your hormonal balance and bridge that vital nutrient gap that keeps your cortisol high and your muscles weak, you need to understand the missing mineral we discussed earlier. Click on the link on your screen right now for our next deep dive. The magnesium gap. Why your muscle won't grow, and the one type of magnesium that changes everything. Start sleeping smarter tonight and claim your anabolic boost tomorrow.